Just a little clip of the drill press is part of a shop update. I just wanted to show you a little shot of it because what I did is hooked up the power washer and power washed the drill press down. I kind of sprayed it with some purple power, a degreasing agent, and then power washed it. But I'm not going to show it to you because I'll put it in a video on the drill press. But just as part of the shop update, I've been kind of, I didn't get my, the lift in here as I had planned on it. The guy is using it. We really got a bunch of snow and ice out in front of the shops, and it would have been, without towing it, it would have never gone over the snow and ice because it's got indoor smooth lift type tires on it. So we're getting we're going to have a couple of days of good weather, so the ice and snow will melt off of the approach to my overhead doors, so we'll be able to get it in here probably, hopefully tomorrow. So I'll start that up, and but in the meantime, I've been kind of doing some odds and end projects around instead of working on the wiring like I had originally planned on. But I'll bring you back for it. Just part of a shop update. That motor that I pulled out of that Chevy pickup truck, what I did is I've kind of propped it up on a skid, just so that it didn't tie up the engine hoist and is convenient to move around with a forklift truck or a pallet jack. So I just kind of wanted to show that to you. I had to pull a weight bracket out of my truck. I had to make a run for somebody yesterday, a small little run. I'll throw a, well, that was weird. Why did the camera do that? Anyways, I'll throw a still shot up into it, just a picture in with the update of the run that I was just some steel I-beams that I had to pick up at a supply house and take to a mechanical contractor that was doing a job in Buffalo. These electrical panels are off that American Lathe, and I have been doing a little bit of work on it. I'm going to take you over, and in the previous shop update I told you that I was going to get the lift and just start the wiring for the bandsaw, grinder, adding lights. Well, I still haven't got the lift yet. And so anyways, this is the electrical panel off that American Lathe, and I've got to redo it. I've got as you can see, it's been smashed. I didn't smash it. It was smashed when I got the lathe, but all it is that's a pole throw switch for 220 or 230 volt. And that's a relay for the start stop button. But I just wanted to kind of add that to the shop update, that I am working on that, and there'll be a video coming out kind of regarding the electric on the lathe. So let me bring you back. I've got something else to show you that was in a previous shop update and has not transpired, but I'll take you over there. Hang on. Just as another part of the shop update, I got that transmission out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a small pallet, put that and the torque converter on another pallet, and I will sell the engine and the transmission separately or as a package unit. So I just kind of wanted to show it to you. It was a little bit of a pain because I didn't have a transmission jack, and the truck is up on jack stands. So what I had to do is I pulled the transmission out, dropped it down on the floor, had to jack the truck up more, and then slide it out from underneath the truck while the truck was jacked up off of the jack stands. But I got it. You know, if I was to put one in or take one out on a normal basis, I would have gotten the truck a lot higher and gotten a jack stand, or I'm sorry, a transmission jack to take it out with. A lot more convenient, easier to get it off the drive shaft or get it back off of the motor if you're just pulling the transmission. But I'll bring you back. A little more of a shop update. What I'm going to do is paint the drill press, and I am going to paint it this gray, and this is a rattle can made by Krylon, and I have been using this kind of gray color. Now it's good, the drill press is going to be two-tone, so this is not, the drill press is not totally going to be painted this classic gray, which this can is, and it's gloss. What I did is I went out to where I buy this paint to see if they had quarts of this paint in just quart cans. And I was, there's places on the drill press where I'm probably going to have to brush it. Or I do have those paint guns that I picked up at the auction so that I could put it in there and spray it with a paint gun. Kind of avoiding the rattle cans, and probably a lot cheaper, but that's not my point. My point is when I went there, the only thing that they had was they had this classic gray, but they did not have it in a gloss finish. They only had it in satin finish, and I have started painting some things on the drill press, and not a lot. I'll show a little bit of it to you after I'm done with this, where this is going. All they had was in satin finish, and I asked the guy if he could get it, and he says he can't get it. Now, whether it's not made, whether he just can't get it at the hardware store, I'm not really sure what the deal is, but let me, I'll find out. Now, they did have Rust-Oleum, and the kind of the reason why I'm using this Krylon is I was always a big supporter of Rust-Oleum paint, and I always use it exclusively, but it seems like the last couple of years their rattle cans plug up. Now, when I spray something with a rattle can, when I'm done and the can's not completed, I'll turn the can upside down and spray until the tube is evacuated, and the nozzle is just got the propellant flowing through it, so it cleans it out. Even though I do that with Rust-Oleum lately, I go to use it a couple of weeks later or a month later or however long later, and the nozzle is plugged and you can't get it unplugged. And there you go with half a can that's unused and you can't use it. So I kind of switched to this Krylon. I like it. I like the finish of it, and it's cheaper. Where I buy it is cheaper than Rust-Oleum by about $1 a can. So I've been using this. Now I go to get it in a quart can, and guy says he can't get it. So I've got to do some research and find out if I can get it online or someplace else, and in the classic gray in a gloss finish. So I'll bring you back. What I'm going to do is I'll take you over and show you where I painted a little bit of the drill press. So hang on and I'll be right back. So what I did is I have been working on it. After I power washed this thing, what I did is I've got the wire wheel on angle grinder there, and I went through and been working on it. Throws up a lot of dust. The green dust gets all over everything. But anyways, just to see how it would look, I painted this one post, that classic gray gloss. And that's kind of what I like. So kind of what I think is going to happen is the posts, the main part of it is going to be gray. The base is probably going to be black. I might keep the arms for the tables black. And of course, the, yeah, come on. Hang on a second. The covers for the pulleys are going to be black, like I've got them painted now. I'm probably going to switch from that flat black to a gloss black on them. And I don't think I'm going to keep that gold that I painted on there. So that's going to change. But that's kind of the gist of it. I'm working on that. So just got to figure out what I can do about that paint issue. But I'll bring you back on other stuff. One of the things that I talked about in the previous shop update is I've got these stuff that I bought, sockets and some miscellaneous tools that I had bought from the auction, and I told you that I was going to bring another toolbox over here and kind of set it up a kind of a set of tools that I can have over here by the welding table, so that I don't have to walk across the shop and grab tools and bring them over here and then take them back and put them away. I've got kind of a small box that I'll have here just for when I'm building projects on the welding table or working on things on the welding table, that I've got some tools nearby. Well, I told you that I was my tool guy was going to come in and I would pick up some socket organizers and stuff from him to do it. Well, he came in, but he didn't have his truck with him, so I couldn't grab the socket organizers. He had a problem with the truck, and he had to replace the fuel pump. It's a diesel. He had to replace the fuel pump that feeds the injection pump. So he put a new fuel pump on it, an aftermarket fuel pump. A FOS fuel pump actually, and they sent him the wrong hose connection. I thought I might have had one for him, but I didn't, but I hooked him up with a guy that did have some for him. But anyways, when he comes back in, and this video is being shot on Wednesday, it's going to be posted on Wednesday, and he's coming in on Friday, so I should have the socket organizers for him for that. Again, the lift, there's a guy using the lift. He's got a couple of things he needs to do. Kind of waiting for the weather. The weather is warming up. It's been terribly cold here in the Northeast, if you probably heard on the weather. And today it's up to about 40. First day that it's been up out of single digits, or the teens. And tomorrow and Friday it's supposed to rain and be upwards of 50. So we would have had to move the lift, and it's an indoor scissors type lift, so it's got indoor tires on it. It doesn't have all-terrain tires on it, so it would have been hard to get it out of one part of the building down the road and up into my shop because of all the ice and snow on the in front of the shop. It just wouldn't have got traction. So he's using it either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. I'm going to have the lift in here, start getting the electrical for the bandsaw and that grinder. That grinder is 240 3-phase, so that has to be supplied by that too. And the lighting for up over the bandsaw station. Probably going to add more lighting to it too, but for right now that lighting is my primary concern. But I'll bring it back. Okay, before I got the video produced, I got the lift. So the lift is here. In the morning, it's getting pretty late in the afternoon. In the morning I'll be going out to Home Depot, picking up whatever wiring and stuff that I need, and get that started in the morning like I had said previously in this video. So anyways, that's the end of this shop update, but the lift is here. The wiring will start.